enough hours in the day. Sound familiar? Do you see yourself running around in circles, papers flying everywhere? Are you in this picture holding a mop, a laptop, car keys, wearing your jammies, and a big basket of dirty clothes? If you're nodding your head, I'm right there with you. Too many things, not enough time. Yet other people seem to have it all covered with time left over for a margarita and a piece of pizza with a friend or two. How do they do it? What's the secret? Hi, everyone. I'm Nancy Becker, and I'm the Chief Flying Pig Wrangler of Business Success Unlimited. Having been in business for over 35 years, I've learned a trick or two. And time management is one of those areas that I have had to be especially careful with. Since my car accident and having to stay at home most of the time, no more popping out for a meeting or going to have a coffee with a friend and colleague, you'd think that I'd have all the time in the world. And thanks to my wonderful husband, I don't have to juggle housework with business work. Yet there are many other issues that have come into my life, and I've had to figure them out. But because I've spent the time to figure out those tools, the strategies, and the processes, I am able to get work done and still feel reasonably okay most of the time. So let's talk about some of the things that I've done. First, you really have to decide what is a priority. How badly do you want to have a successful business? Or do you want to just watch another Netflix video? Or should you spend the next 2 hours setting up a week's worth of content on your Facebook business page? What makes the most sense? If you say Netflix, then you're probably not really as invested in your business as you could be. If you say, I really want my business to be successful, but you're still sitting there watching that Netflix, it's probably because you're doing some sort of procrastinating and there's got to be a reason why. No moaning or groaning. If you want to watch that video, it's okay, but just understand that it's going to take longer, if ever, for your business to become as successful as it could be. Decide which it's going to be and then be satisfied with that decision. That's number one. You can't really do anything until you have decided, first and foremost, where do I want to be? If you decide that you want the business and you're willing to do what it takes to be successful, you need to figure out what it is you're going to do and how you're going to do it. And warning here, it's not going to be easy and it's not going to be quick in the beginning. It's going to take a lot of time, but it will eliminate time in the end. When you figure it all out, when you get it all put into place like that, it's done and you don't have to worry about it. But you got to take the time to figure it all out first. It's tedious, but really important to be aware of how you spend your day. So, what I suggest you do, and if you can do it for a week, fantastic. If you can only do it for a day, do it for the day. But get out a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil and start writing down everything that you do. How often have you played games? What amount of time have you spent watching TV? Have you spent eating? Or how much time have you spent actually doing the work of and on your business? That's where you can start to create a plan for what you can do and the time that you can use to do everything that you want. When you start to see a pattern of, well, I spent 4 hours watching Netflix today, you're right back to the beginning where I really should have done something for my work. We'll go into all of that in a later video. This here is just kind of talking about getting things started. And if you have any questions, put a comment in and I'll get back with you and I'll answer the questions for you. I'd be happy to. I love this stuff. And I've spent so much time figuring it all out on my own that I don't know it all, but I sure do know a lot about it. And now I'm going to tell you a story. With my medical problems come a myriad of issues, such as short term memory lapses, foggy brain, and getting worn out easily. It's one of the reasons why I'm reading this, guys, is because I had this whole agenda written out and I couldn't remember it. So please forgive me, I'm reading it. But I needed to figure out a way to keep my business up and thriving while dealing with all this other kind of stuff. It comes in a couple of favorite tools that I use. Google Calendar is the first. I love my Google Calendar. And it's an absolute must for me because I have so many different appointments. I'm doing podcasts, I have doctor's appointments, I have people to talk to and programs to run. And if they weren't all written down on that Google Calendar and color coded, different colors, so I know whether it's personal or business or this or that or the other thing, I wouldn't know whether I was coming or going. So, by looking at my calendar, which I have on my computer and on my cell phone, I'm now aware of all of the time slots, everything that I'm doing during the day. I know what I'm doing. And you might say, well, that really is giving up my freedom. I started my own business, so I was free to do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. And that's fine. I hear you. But for me, having my entire day booked out like that, I say that gives me freedom because I'm not running around worried that I've missed an appointment, that I was supposed to talk to somebody and now they're going to be mad because I wasn't able to talk to them because I forgot. It's I'm not embarrassed because if I've missed a meeting, I'm thinking, "Oh, how professional is this? They're not gonna think I'm very professional, and, what is that gonna say about my business?" So, by having everything down on my calendar, that gives me freedom. Does that make sense? I hope so because it makes perfect sense to me. And again, not all of this is right for everyone, but it's a way to get you all thinking about things. And my second tool is my Alexa. It turns on and off my lights, my television, that you can turn your thermostat up and down, you can lower your blinds, you can put your blinds up, you can see who's ringing your doorbell. It does so much. One of the things it does for me is it reminds me daily to take my medicine. I forget to take my medicine, and that's a big problem if I don't take my medicine. So every morning at 9 o'clock, it bings at me and says, "This is a reminder to take your medicine." And I take it, and it's done for the day, and I don't have to worry about it anymore. But yesterday, something happened, and I knew something was wrong. We had gone out for dinner, and I knew something was wrong when I came in because the light wasn't on. And normally all I have to do is say, "Alexa, turn on the lamp." She's listening to me.
A few things share the name lamp.
and, and she's talking to me right now. But all I have to do is say that, and the lamp turns on. Well, between my husband, cancel Alexa. Between my husband and I, saying this to her about 10 times, we realized that there was something wrong and the lamp wasn't working. So I sat down and I have on my phone, I have all the controls so that I can do it all by my phone. And I looked at the controls and I realized that the internet, in its wisdom, had somehow or other deleted the Bluetooth connection between Alexa and the lamp. And I've only had this programmed
Sorry,
in for
I didn't find a device named lanterns.
Alexa cancel. I didn't remember how I had programmed this all in because it's been a year and remember short-term memory issues. So I had to sit down and do a little bit of research. And as I'm doing all this research to try to figure out how to hook the lamp up again, I came across all these new skills, as they're called. And a skill is something like creating the process to turn on and off the lamp. And I'm looking at all these skills and I go, that's really cool. Going back to my Google Calendar, if I don't, for some reason, look at my calendar, I don't remember. I had an appointment on the calendar yesterday. It was a holiday here, and I never even thought about it, and I didn't look at my calendar yesterday until I got this beep, beep, beep. You have a conference call coming up in 15 minutes. And I'm going, oh, crap. Well, one of the skills that I found that this software can now do is connect your email and your Google Calendar so that it can tell you what it is you have on your agenda and on your email list. So if I forget to look at my calendar, oh well, doesn't matter because it's sitting right there beside me and it can tell me all of these things. And I'm going, well, that's cool. One more thing that it took me a little while to figure out how to do. But then once I figured it out and programmed it, I don't have to worry about it anymore. I'm not going to forget something that I shouldn't be forgetting. There are so many things that you can do to take back your time so that you're not running around. You give yourself the ability to have that drink and a piece of pizza with your friends, and you don't have to spin and worry about getting everything completed. We can create the programs, the processes, the strategies if we find the right tools to do it. And over the next few talks that we have, I'm going to be sharing some more tools with you that really show if you've made the conscious decision to put the investment of your time and energy into building your business, it's going to make your business thrive and be a better business. So, guys, with that, you can find out more next Tuesday at 4 p.m. on Facebook in the group. And until then, get out there, be productive, and soar higher. Y'all take care and have a wonderful week.